Well, our long national nightmare is over. It wasn't that long, but it definitely was national. And it was kind of a nightmare, especially for some folks at ESPN who had to be wondering whether or not Tom Brady was going to pull the ultimate spite move and come back for a season of football. Just hours after his words were published by SiriusXM in the Let's Go podcast, where he made it clear that a decision will come when it comes, and there is no timeline, there is no deadline, there is no specific date by which he needs to make a decision. He already had the decision made, apparently. We'll talk more about that in a second. But absent a visit last night from the ghosts of football past, present, and future, he knew yesterday that he was going to retire today, and that's what he did. Social media post that landed this morning. Again, just a friendly reminder to anyone out there that's going to make some news. Try to do it between the hours of 7 and 9 a.m. Eastern while we're on the air to react to it so we don't have to come back and do this. Thank you very much. But I digress. Tom Brady retiring after 22 years in the National Football League. This was expected. There are all sorts of rumors about how ESPN found out about it. ESPN always doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down, went down on it as many times as they had to say, yes, he's retiring. And they knew it because he did. He's gone. He didn't want to overshadow the conference championship games, and ESPN put the cat out of the bag and helped overshadow the conference championship games. I wonder if ABC was televising one of those conference championship games, if they would have reported that on Saturday to overshadow the conference championship games. But Brady in a multi-page, you got to scroll, you got to use your finger, you got to flip. You got to flip. It's not scroll, it's flip. See, the kids flip now. We used to scroll, the kids flip. You got to flip from one page to the next to see the various entries in the Tom Brady statement. But the bottom line is he is retiring after 22 years in the NFL, 7 Super Bowl championships, and even though the ideal departure for him would have come with another Super Bowl win, I'd say it's pretty good that he did everything in his power to bring the Buccaneers back from a 27-3 second-half deficit against the Rams in the divisional round of the playoffs, only to lose because of something he had nothing to do with. It wasn't him that was out there on the field when Matthew Stafford went over the top to Cooper Kupp to put the Rams in range for a chip shot field goal to win that game. So Brady has nothing to feel bad about. He has nothing else to accomplish. Then again, you could say he's had nothing else to accomplish for the past 5 years. And I think that's when his wife, Gisele Bündchen, started to push him to retire. After the 2016 season, the 4-game suspension, they come back down 28-3 in the Super Bowl. They win the game. I think that's when the process began of getting him to retire. And remember last year when the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl, immediately, straight down to the field, she says to him, what else do you have to prove? And he said, I changed the subject. But he got one more year out of her. And look, he said all along, he's playing until he's 45. He said throughout the 2021 season, he's playing through 2022, and then he'll decide whether to continue after that. I think that was a setup. We've compared it to the Michael Scott departure from Dunder Mifflin. He said he was leaving Friday. He told everybody he's leaving Friday. He left Thursday. For Tom Brady, 2022 is Friday. 2021 is Thursday, and he left a year early. I think that can't get lost in this process. He knew what he was going to do. He knew he wasn't going to have a farewell tour. He didn't want a farewell tour. And he knew last night, as I mentioned earlier, Let's Go podcast, when you look at his quotes, he creates the impression he'd yet to make a decision. So again, unless he had a lightning bolt hit him from when he recorded the podcast to this morning, and surely he didn't just bang out that multi-page statement this morning. It was written and it was vetted. He's got people. He's got folks who, is this the right tone? Are we doing this the right way? More on that in a second. But are we doing everything we need to do here? How's this look? Have people read it. That didn't just fall out of the sky this morning. He's known damn well what he was going to do. So remember back in June when he was on The Shop with LeBron James on HBO and he said 90% of the things he says aren't true? 100% of the things he said last night on the Let's Go podcast were false. And look, I know that today is the day to celebrate Tom Brady, but every day is a day to tell the truth to the audience. And the audience needs to realize that the night before he announced his retirement, Tom Brady did that thing where he lied to everybody. It's amazing. It's unprecedented. And I know that it's unprecedented in part because there are so many different ways for athletes to speak directly to the audience. But the things he spoke directly to the audience on Tuesday are diametrically opposed to the things he spoke to the audience on Monday night. It's amazing. I mean, we need some time and space and distance to fully understand this, the way the last few days have gone. But the report from ESPN was accurate. I mean, it's fun to clown Shefty a little bit, and there is an irony in the fact that he usually reports things that are 5 minutes away from being announced, but instead he got pushback, but the pushback was inaccurate. Tom Brady has known what he's going to do. He's known what he's going to do. When this all started 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday, when Rob Ninkovich, former teammate, was on ESPN's Get Up program, used to have an exclamation point, no longer does. By the way, that's something I learned recently, and I regret the time that I spent both learning it and sharing it with you. But when Rob Ninkovich said that I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady retires because what else does he have to prove, I thought, boy, that's odd. That's odd. That's just a weird, gratuitous, like, he's not sharing any inside information, but he's the kind of guy who's in a position to maybe know something, but make it look like it's his own thought. And Peter King and I talked about this. It came up a couple of times in the last week. The idea that from time to time we know things that we're not allowed to say we know, but we're told, if you want to make it sound like your own idea, you look like you're ahead of the curve. I think Rob Ninkovich got the nod from someone who knew where this was going. Yeah, I think he's going to retire. And so Ninkovich decided to basically throw a dart. And now he looks like a genius. And then when they asked Byron Leftwich, the Buccaneers offensive coordinator, about it the next day, and he was evasive. That's when, for me, it became a thing. That's when I said, wait a minute, this is something we got to pay attention to. And it's so dramatically conflicted with the messages that Tom Brady was sending all season long. That's the other part of it that is stunning to me. As I said earlier, multiple occasions, he's playing through 2022. He mentioned his 2-year contract with the Buccaneers. He constantly talked about that. Then all of a sudden, he may be out. And now he officially is out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.